We're back, Triple H. You better leave a like on this goddamn video, cause I know you're fucking watching, you son of a bitch. You can take my goddamn ideas every fucking day. You're to make Roxanne and Finn in a goddamn group now. Fuck you. Pay me. I did this work. Okay. We're back, and based episode overall that Triple H will copy eventually. Hunter, you son of a bitch. We're gonna open up the night with the Shield coming out without Paul Heyman. They get in the ring. Roman says, "Last week we saw betrayal. Last week we saw a wise man make an unwise move. We saw Paul Heyman betray Mox. No, betray us. So, just so that his little best friend Punk could go to Money in the Bank. Heyman, get your ass out here now." Heyman comes out alone, nervously walking down the ring. He finally gets in there and says, "My tribal chief, I can explain. Start speaking, and you better make it good, because if your explanation is trash, then it's going to get real ugly real fast. It was a one-time thing. I owed him. He wouldn't not let me. So I swear I'll never put anyone else ahead of the Shield again. You know me, I would never turn my back on you." Roman looks conflicted. He huddles with Jay and Mox in the corner as they make a decision. This isn't baseball. You don't get 3 strikes. This is your one free pass. If you ever do anything like this again, you're a dead man. Then we have our first Money in the Bank qualifying match. Jordan Grace versus Stephanie Vaquer versus Piper Niven. The end sees Stephanie hit her SVB on Piper. She goes for the cover, but Jordan deadlifts her up, throws her out the ring, and Jordan Grace steals the pin and is headed towards Money in the Bank. All right. Tiffany and Bliss are backstage, just getting their makeup done when they're attacked by the Meta Girls. They get beaten down with the Meta Girls saying that they're not done with them yet and they want a rematch and they want it fast. Then we get this Money in the Bank qualifier. Austin Theory versus Nakamura versus Braun Strowman. Braun hits his power slam on Nakamura. He stands up like he's not done, but Theory just rolls him up, just like he did a few weeks ago. Braun kicks out this time at 2. Theory luckily hits a massive rolling drop kick on Braun, sending him out of the ring. Theory turns to Nakamura, who quickly rolls up Theory and gets the victory before Braun can get the pin. Nakamura moves on to Money in the Bank. We get a quick Santos promo package saying next week he takes on Finn Balor again for the Intercontinental Championship, but this time he will walk out as champion. Finn chose the wrong man to mess with, and this is going to be his hardest fight yet. All right, then Gunther comes out, says since Oba came out last week on him, he'd figure he'd show him how it's done. So he asked Ray, the guy Oba beat last week, to come out and have a match against him. Gunther dominates and gets the victory. Gunther wins. After the match, Oba comes out. He says he's surprised that he actually got into Gunther's head, and Gunther is scared of him, but he doesn't blame him for it. He says that every man on this roster should be scared of him. He says he'll win tonight and head to Money in the Bank and win it all. Jordan Grace is now backstage getting ready to leave when she gets rolled up on by Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie says that tonight was bullshit, basically, and she got her victory stolen by Jordan. Jordan knows she doesn't deserve to go to Money in the Bank. Jordan says that Stephanie needs to get over it. She got the victory and nothing's going to change that. Jordan leaves before Stephanie can retaliate. After Jordan leaves, Piper comes in and says she hates that Stephanie just got here and is already a thorn in her side. She challenges Valkyrie to a match next week, which Valkyrie accepts. All right. This Money in the Bank qualifying match. Chelsea wins. Let's go. Then we see Rhea backstage when she's attacked by Bianca. Bianca yelling the whole time that this time it's gonna be different and she will beat Rhea because history is on the line. Okay, it's a big one. Roxanne comes out. She starts off by saying, "It's been pretty weird here post Mania. I've had a run in with Natalia, and now I'm getting yelled at by Nikki Bella. What year is it? It's 2025, right? I'm not in 2011. It's so confusing because I thought we moved past the need to have Nikki Bella here, always holding the women's division back from becoming what it is today. The thing that I represent, the thing that I have to make sure doesn't get ruined and devolved into what they did. Monday Night Raw has the greatest women's division in the world, and I refuse to let us go back to the dark days." Nikki Bella comes out and says, "What are you trying to imply here, Roxanne? That we were bad for the women's division? We helped create it today. Me, Natalia, and my sister. Without us, you wouldn't be here." "No. You and your sister are the reason we were seen as a bathroom break matches for so many years. You added nothing of value to the women's division. The best thing you ever did was leave." "No, the best thing we ever did was put a spotlight on the women's division. Without us doing what we did, the women would have had even less time to shine. We were the reason the women's revolution began. So go ahead, Rox. Thank me and my sister." "Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Brie. Thank you guys so much for leaving. No, thank you for forcing women like Charlotte, Becky, Bailey, and Mercedes to all step up when we needed them to. Even though I hate half of those women, they still have done more for this industry than you could ever do. Thank you for showing me what I never wanted to be, which is just a Temu version of Kim Kardashian." Nikki, stunned by this barrage of words, she does the only thing she can. She throws a punch. She starts beating down Rox. She grabs Rox and throws her into the ring post. She hits her finisher on her. And Nikki ends the segment yelling at a downed Rox, "You wouldn't be here without me." Okay. Money in the Bank qualifying match. Lexus versus Ilya versus Oba. Obafemi is heading to Money in the Bank. But the show's not done there. We're ending on a segment. The Undisputed Era come out and they call out the Shield. They come out. Cole's about to speak when Roman cuts him off. "No, you don't get to speak. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what they have to say." He points the mic at Mello and JD. Cole passes them the mic. Mello says, "That's it. This little fairy tale run between you and your cousin is over. For far too long, I've been overlooked on this roster. Not anymore. Raw is finally going to find out that I am him. And when I pin you, Roman, in the middle of that ring and become one half of tag team champions, what the fuck? When I pin you, Roman, whatever. All right, that's cute. What the hell makes you think you deserve to be in the ring with me? You have done nothing that makes you special. You're just another flash in the pan. But hey, if you're lucky, you might have the career Dolph Ziggler had." JD cuts in. "Oh, cut the bullshit, Roman. We know you. We are very familiar with you. We know how you act. We know you don't really care about the men at your sides. They're just here to carry you to victory, like they always do. The second they outlive their usefulness, they're gone. Paul Heyman, watch your back. You might want to get back to Punk and take him up on that offer." Roman gets in JD's face before Jay pulls him back. "Look, Goose, I don't know who you think you're talking to right now, But we're the tag team champions for a reason. We beat The Rock and Jimmy, something the best version of the Undisputed Era couldn't do. And at Money in the Bank, we're just gonna you're just gonna be another one checked off the list. We'll see you two there. They all turn around. The Undisputed Era attack them from behind. The Shield is outnumbered, just like Paul Heyman warned them, and they get beat down to end the show.
Welcome to SmackDown. We're showcasing the women tonight. To open the show, we're going to open with Drew McIntyre calling out Seth Rollins. Rollins makes his way out to the ring, and both share the ring together. Drew tells Seth that he is a weasel. He failed to beat him twice now, but somehow is always able to get a title rematch. Seth says, "You think it's some kind of conspiracy that I keep getting these rematches? How about we look back at our two matches and try to make some sense of it? During our first match, you had to roll me up and get a handful of my tights just to pin me. During our second match, you had to get yourself disqualified because you knew you couldn't get the job done. So now we're going into round 3, where there's no disqualification. If you want to beat me, then you're going to have to earn it." Drew says, uh, "You know, when you're going over our matches, the only thing I realize is at the end of both of them, I walked out with my title. You failed twice and kept getting passes. And now I'm being forced to go one-on-one with you yet again, and this time it's no disqualification. I want you to hear the words that are about to come out of my mouth, Seth. At Money in the Bank, I am going to destroy you. No, no one, and I mean absolutely no one, is going to take this title away from me. I am the World Heavyweight Champion, and I'll be damned if a man who weasels his way into constant title matches takes this away from me." Drew then drops the mic and hits Seth with the Glasgow Kiss. He then suplexes Seth across the ring a couple of times, and then he backs up into the corner, setting up a Claymore. Security then rush in and hold Drew back. As they're holding him back, Seth gets up and jumps across the ring and attacks Drew. They brawl for a bit until Seth knocks Drew down and backs up for a curb stomp. Security once again hold back somebody as they're now holding back Seth. As they're holding him back, Drew gets up and nails Seth with a Claymore. Drew then picks up his title, clutches onto it, and walks away with it. We then move into the first match of the night. This is a match in the women's IC title tournament, Io Sky versus Ember Moon. Io Sky beats Ember Moon via pinfall, earning herself 3 points.
At the end of each week, I want you to write down who's top five. Or not write down, let us know who's top five right now in the
And
division.
the
Or
points,
who's, yeah.
okay, I can do
Can you
that.
do that?
Yeah, I keep track of the points.
Okay, cool.
Which matches? I did not write down the points for that match.
And we're off
Uh,
to an incredible start.
no, I forgot one whole match. God forbid.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I know. How dare I quickly fix it just like that? It's okay. After that, Sami Zayn is walking around backstage, seemingly looking for Bronson Reed. When he turns a corner and sees Bronson speaking with Solo Sikoa, Sami is too far away to hear what they are saying, but approaches anyway. Sami only hears Solo tell Bronson, "Just think about it." Sami asks what they were speaking about, and Solo just gives Bronson a look and walks away. Bronson tells Sami it was just some nonsense, nothing really to worry about. Sami says, "Okay, well, next week I have my qualifying match for the Money in the Bank, and I was hoping we could get some work in to make sure I am ready for that match." Bronson says he's down to help Sami get ready, and they head off. Io Sky comes back to the Damage Control locker room after a match, and they all celebrate her win. Io speaks about aspirations to become the first women's Intercontinental Champion. Asuka jokes about being the one to win the IC title instead. They very temporarily stare one another down before Kairi and Dakota ease tensions and wish Asuka luck in her match later tonight. Um, Damage Control then wish Dakota luck in her match coming up next to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank. We head down to the ring for Mercedes versus Dakota, women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Mercedes wins. Uh, After that match, AJ Styles and Ethan Page speak backstage about last week. Ethan says, well, I wasn't expecting Cross to essentially leave the Final Testament, but there's something last week that felt good. Having you out there. AJ, there was something there I could feel. Listen, I understand you don't want a team, but there's something there, and I'm telling you, just team with me. Look, I'm going to head into Big E's office and get him to give us a tag match. Ethan then heads out of the locker room, and AJ is just sitting there. AJ says, "Well, I guess I no longer get to have a say in this situation," and walks off. Braun Breaker then enters Biggie's office and walks past a very giddy Ethan Page. Braun Breaker says to Biggie, "I need a match. I want my U.S. title back." But Kevin decides it's upon him to decide when people get rematches or not. Biggie says, "Well, Braun, I think Kevin is just playing onto what you told him all those weeks ago. But if you want a match, we can do that. I have an opening next in the card, so how about this? I can get you one on one, and I'll have that person be sent to the ring." Braun says deal. Braun goes to head to the ring when Kevin Owens blindsides him. Kevin beats down Braun and throws him into crates and anything that is around. Kevin then stands over Braun as Big E comes rushing out of his office. Big E tells Kevin off and sends him away. Javon Evans is just walking by when Biggie tells him to head down to the ring and tell the ring announcer that the match next is a qualifying match in the Money in the Bank. And then head down to the ring, Javon Evans versus Chad Gable, Money in the Bank qualifier. Javon Evans picks up the win.
That boy
We
gonna
then
be
see
bouncing.
that boy is bouncy. Becky Lynch is backstage being interviewed about Cora Jade. Becky says Cora has been a thorn in her side for the past several months and somehow has come out ahead with the women's title. But at Money in the Bank, that all changes. For the second time in their career, she will beat Cora one on one and she will reclaim that women's title. Charlotte then confronts Becky and says, "Oh, that's cute. You think you're going to be the one who dethrones that brat? Well, let me give you a little spoiler of what's going to happen. You see, next week I have a qualifying match for the women's Money in the Bank. When I win that, I'm going. Um, when I win that, I am going. Why did I say it like that? When I win that briefcase, it won't be too long before I cash in and I win that women's title again. It belongs around the waist of a queen, not somebody who calls himself the man." Becky says, "Well, I guess we'll just have to cross that road again when we get there. But in the meantime, I plan on winning that women's title. So if you would excuse me, I need to start game planning for how I'm going to beat Cora." Ricochet and the Final Testament then are speaking in their locker room about plans for the tag titles when they get confronted by the New Day. Kofi says, "Boys, last time we met you, you beat us fair and square, but I can see that you guys are under some new management and we would like another title shot." Ricochet says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. You guys said it yourselves. You already lost. Why on earth would we give you another shot?" Wood says, "Oh, is the new leader scared of his boys losing their titles? I mean, if you are, just um, why am I missing my spot so much? I mean, if you are, just say so." Ricochet says, "We're not scared. Do you know who you're talking to? These are the most dangerous men walking around. These are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They could be anyone, anytime." Kofi says, "Anytime, huh? Well, how about we put that to the test? Your boys and us one more time next week for those tag titles." Ricochet says, "You're on." We then head down to the ring. Asuka versus Lyra Valkyria for the another match in the women's IC title tournament. Asuka wins via Asuka lock, earning herself 5 points. Liv and Raquel are interviewed about their upcoming match backstage, and Liv says, "Well, we should have already been granted this tag match, but Zaruka decided they want to try to put their nose in our business." So tonight we're just going to have to handle business and earn those title shots the old-fashioned way. Then at Money in the Bank, let alone will we be walking out with those women's tag team championships, but I will be walking out with the women's Money in the Bank briefcase as well. And as we all know, having that briefcase is basically the same as being a champion already. So after Money in the Bank, you can call me Double Champ Liv. Now come on, Raquel, we have a tag title opportunity to win. And head into the main event of the evening, Liv and Raquel versus Zaruka. Liv and Raquel pick up the win, earning themselves the tag title opportunity. For the women's IC title tournament, in first place right now is Asuka with 10 points.
Bam.
In second place is Io with 6 points. And in third place is Zarya with 5 points.
That's a lot of points.
Listen, submissions get you 10 points.
10. I thought it was 5.
Not 10 point, 5 points. Sorry, I added hers up. Asuka's won 2 matches via submission, so she has 10.
Okay.